Hello and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekend show. I hope everyone is enjoying this unbelievable weather. Well, yesterday's show was full of mistakes by myself. I don't know what was going on, I really don't, but the comments I put on there, on the title was mistakes just don't happen in grassroots football. They happen in everyday life. So basically the message I was getting across there as well, like even I could do all that, make mistakes day in, day out, and we do. The same as yourself, workplace, everyday life, you all make mistakes, we all make mistakes. No one is perfect. We're only human after all. Remember that song? Well, that's the message I was getting across as well regarding referees, because at the end of the day, if they do make a mistake, what more could we talk about? Just the referee making mistakes. Now you'll have to bear with us while we have the church bells going on. It is Sunday, it is the morning, I'm just off to football, but record the show because it's excuse me, it's a long day ahead. Dear me, it's a long day ahead, and yet I missed the first games, but I know the weather absolutely horrendous. So whatever you play today, I just hope all the kids were wrapped up, had a thermal on, even the referees as well, because that was the message I was getting across yesterday. Referee can make a mistake, but he's never forgiven, or she's never forgiven. So you've got to bear with it, we all do it. So count to 10, if you think that referee's made a mistake, well, that's in your eyes. The referee may think that's not a mistake. They give them what they see, and that's what it's all about in grassroots football. They give what they see. They've got to be impartial. Yes, they get paid. Come on, would you do it? This is why you stood on the sideline as an irate parent or spectator, shouting and screaming at the referee because you think what you see is right. Now, you could be wrong. You don't question yourself, and then others, yeah, I agree. So you think, wow, I'm the spokesman for all these people here because they're agreeing with all my irate comments towards the referee. So you'd have to keep that down whenever you're out and about. And I'll guarantee if you're out and about early on today, then you've been undercover, you've had your brolly up, you've been absolutely freezing, the same as the kids and the referees. So spare a thought for those referees. They just don't do the one game, they'll have 2, 3, 4 or 5 games. And they're there from 9 AM in the morning right through till, what, 2:30? 3 PM refereeing games. So if that weather is bad all day, you've got to spare a thought for those refs who are carrying on and making sure that the kids are there and enjoy their game as well. So come on, it's where do you draw the line now, isn't it? It's don't cross the line and where do you draw the line, because we need you to support your referee on and off the field of play. Now today would have been terrible for the kids, or 100%, even people who are watching. You've got to feel you are standing still, but the good thing about it, the kids are running around, and in this kind of weather, if you run around non-stop, then you can get warm. And we all know, you go for a long walk in this weather, and you're sweating before you know it. You've got to have the right gear on, 100%, same as the kids have got to have their kits on, but make sure they've got spare kits underneath, or thermals underneath to keep themselves warm. And I don't think anyone would mind if they had the woolly gloves on as well. Some of the referees, yeah, you can understand if they've got thermals on and a big coat or something like that, because the weather can get horrendous. But some of the referees do overdress, I'll give you that, and they'll admit it themselves. When the kids are in football kits and you've got big, thick fur coats on, hats on and things like that, that doesn't gel within the game itself. And I can understand that you might have 3, 4 or 5 games, so you need to keep warm and yeah, get yourself through the day, because there's no good you having a cold if you're working as well during the week and being off work. Okay, you're getting paid from both jobs, but at the end of the day, it's a tough task. We all know that when you're refereeing in grassroots football. So please, irate managers, spectators, coaches, parents, please spare a thought and encourage not just the kids to play football, but the referees as well to officiate their games. That's what we want. We want everyone singing from the same song sheet. And a massive thanks as well to all the committees who do turn up and do walk around and, you know, in the same weather, making sure everything's okay, the lines, the safeguarding situations, DBS checks, everything like that. They do a brilliant job, you know, and I can see that with the likes of Sheffield and District Junior League and Lostock Hall, the comments, the posts they put out, second to none. The meetings they have, that is all about safeguarding and keeping the kids and the managers and the parents all in check. It's what it's about. Leagues are like that. Leagues do a fine job, and you see these committees, you may see some of them sitting there, but all day they're collecting referee fees and they are taking in reports about the games themselves. And if you're irate and you're on one of these games, you're a parent, you're a coach, manager, just spare a thought, you know, for everyone around you. They all don't want your opinions. They just want to go on and let their child play football. Don't believe that they're all thinking, wow, he or she are absolutely fabulous. They take on the referee. They don't give a damn who's around them. They just want to shout and scream and make sure that that referee, they want them in their pocket if they can. Some referees, yeah, I believe that some of the youngsters will fall for it, and managers. And I've honestly, while I've been out and about, I've heard a coach to his assistant saying, if we just shout, he'll give us all kinds. Honestly, he'll give us all kinds. You've heard it. You've heard. These are what they believe in, and it's wrong. It's wrong. Let the referee officiate on their own. Manager, those referees don't tell you how to pick a team and put players on and when to sub someone off, unless it's a sin bin. That's the only way they'll get involved in your job. So why do you tell that referee that they're wrong with everything that they do and accuse them? If they don't get involved in your game, if they don't talk to you and say, hey, do you know what, John? I think you should swap number 9 for number 8 there, because number 9's having a terrible game. Take them off. How would you feel if that referee done that to you? Be honest. I think you feel degraded. How do you think the referee feels when you're telling that referee how to do their job? You've got to get a grip of yourself. Encourage your team to play. You're a coach, you're a manager, and what you should be doing is developing the kids' skills, not by shouting, not by screaming, and not by wanting them to win every single game, because sometimes that just doesn't happen. And I still hear managers and coaches saying, honestly, if it wasn't for that referee, we'd have won by 4-0. You know, you hear comments like that, and these managers and coaches believe you just got to get on sometimes. When I was running football teams, referees did make mistakes, and you're saying, come on, ref, come on. And at the end of the day, I'd still go over at the end of the game, shake the hand of the referee and say, ref, you got that one wrong, and have a little conflab. Have a little conflab. You do know the referees, but that's the way it was years ago. And he just got on with it, and it was either you win, you lose, you draw. Just get home. And those days, honestly, it was absolutely horrendous. We're talking about today's weather. We're talking about pushing goals along a 3G pitch on wheels and setting them up. And we'd get managers moaning about that. But our days, when it was honestly, there was no small-sided pitches, full pitches for these kids. We used to have to get a ladder, put the nets up, clip the nets on, peg the nets down. It was absolutely freezing in this sort of weather. While the kids, you had to make sure the kids were running around. You couldn't really get on to coach them, because your job was put a net up, and another manager, and the parents never used to help you. And it was standing on muddy pitches, so your feet were freezing as well. And then once you'd finished that game, it was great, because you didn't have to take the net down sometimes. But when that committee come up to you and says, take the net down after your game, there's no other games on, it was a killer. It was a killer. Honestly, putting them up, taking them down, collecting your subs, making sure you've got your team, filling your card in, going into the committee room after, that was hard work. Every manager and coach have got it easy now, but what they haven't got it easy on, I'll admit, is all the admin that you're doing. I don't agree. I just thought, scorecard, there you go, team card, put it in, that's it, end of. But you're checked on everywhere now. Great for safeguarding and DBS checks, don't get me wrong, absolutely fantastic. But I believe managers and coaches out there are doing all the admin work for all the professionals who are getting paid. That's me. That's why they want volunteers. Now, I'd love to open a business and have volunteers just working for me, paying them nothing, and just saying, patting the back, do you know what? You just brought me in another £100,000. Thank you so much. Brilliant the work you do, and honestly, I couldn't thank you enough. What would I do without you? And that's exactly the same as what I see with the governing bodies. They won't admit that. Will you admit it? Will you really sit down, take a back seat and think, the work I'm doing to run a child's football team is horrendous? It really is. You know, just work out what you've got to do throughout that season, and especially if you've got a full-time job as well. It's not easy, and the stick that you will get in your WhatsApp group from parents, we know that. You've got to take everything on board when you start a football team. You've really got to look, and there should be a set of rules, just a small booklet on what you could face and will face as a manager in grassroots football. It should have a list of all your courses. It should have a list of what you need to buy, sponsors in there, everything that you need to do before you go in to management. And probably the FA would turn around and say, yeah, but we leave that to the club to do. They should tell all the managers and coaches, see, another admin job for people who are volunteers running the club, to tell their managers what they expect of them. And the FA and county FA don't have to do anything except fine and discipline the teams if all their scores aren't in, they have a problem on the sideline, they'll deal with it. They have a problem with one of the parents having to go to the referee. That's when the FA and the county FAs will get involved. But hats off to all the volunteers, managers, coaches out there who do a sterling job no matter what. But we still appeal to you yourselves to make sure that you, your coach, your assistants, whoever it may be, and your players are making sure that they just play the game fairly, with sportsmanship, sportspersonship within the game, and talk and deal to irate parents if they're involved in your club. It's what we need in grassroots football, all working off the same song sheet. Now you, as a club, can make the game more pleasant for each and every one of you. You know, it should not be all about money, that you need to pay your subs, you need to buy your kits, your balls. Do you know what, if you run a club, and I'm not telling you how to suck eggs here, but I've been involved, you run a club, get your teams to organise themselves, you oversee the teams, and if you can help, you can help. And I think the club should have some money held back for a rainy day, as they say, or to help the kids out, or to do other things. But everything should be spent, you're a not-for-profit organisation, everything should be spent back within your members. And the members are the people who are involved in your club. Same as a league. The same as a league, it should be run as members. All those teams are your members, and they should be AGMs, should be, if there's a serious incident that you need to discuss with your teams, call a meeting. Call a meeting, get all the managers together, and votes should count within leagues as well. If you want to suspend players, you want to suspend a team, everyone should be involved in that. But I know it's hard for some committee members, because some teams won't like a team that's winning every week and all want them to go out to another league and develop elsewhere, or go to an academy, because that's the way things are. It's dog-eat-dog in grassroots football. It really is. There's jealousy, honestly, there's a lot of jealousy within grassroots football. Teams will really have a go at a team that's strong and accuse them of just having academy players in that team because they want to win things, and that's been grassroots football right the way through. And we need to change something like that and start working together as one, and make it cheaper if we can for all the mums and dads, parents out there, whether you've got money or not. Grassroots football should be not expensive. Now we're paying fortunes for these hubs, and also to play on them for training. You know, we do a change.org petition and we'd love everyone to get involved in this change.org. We're trying to bring costs down. It's free to sign our petition. It really is. All we ask you to do is sign it and make a difference. We want to change. We want change in your pocket, not in all these businesses. And a lot of clubs are run like businesses at the moment, and that's the way it's going. I'd love to hear feedback from yourselves. matt@don'ttexttheline.com. Send a message in to me. You know, what's your club like? How much of the funding? How much do you get? What do you get? Do you get trips away? Do you get balls, kits, everything like that? Or is it too expensive? If you were paying that money yourself, just think what you could actually buy in your family, into your child each year. And I'm not saying take them away from the game of football, no. And we know costs are expensive, but why? Why are they so expensive? Is your club in it as a business, or is your club in it to help players develop their skills? I'd love to hear from you coaches, you managers, you organisers, you committee members who are running big clubs. What you do, what is the cost? What is an acceptable price for a child? Do you have thousands in the bank as a club? If so, why? Why? It should all be run down at the end of the year, keep the cost down, and then start again. Just keep, so much should be kept in your club. If you're in profit, that's a successful club. Whether it's £10, £9, £1,000. You know, if you've got a big club, there's nothing wrong with having £1,000 to £2,000 in your club for the following year, because teams come and go, and you need to improve. But if you've got thousands, there's something wrong, really, really wrong. And I'd love your comments on it, because I've been there, done it, wore the t-shirt, honestly, right the way through, all successful clubs, right along. It's the way it should be. And, you know, I'm happy, that's why I'm not back in management. It's too much hard work, too much admin, and you've got no time really to coach the kids. It's a lot to do. Honestly, go for the admin side. Don't say it's easy, it's not. It really is hard. And so all I'm saying as well to parents and coaches out there, mums and dads, aunties, uncles, grandparents, it's a very hard job to run a football team. And I'm talking to a manager yesterday who's ready to pack it in because he's had enough of being accused. And he's from a football family, professional football family, and he's being accused of doing the wrong things within grassroots football with his team. And he's just had enough. He's getting slated in the WhatsApp group, and I detest WhatsApp groups, honestly. And I could see it myself. You start a group up, you're asking for trouble. I think the meetings, you should get them together and then start one monthly meeting and make it at that. Not in a WhatsApp group, because people start calling, people fall out with each other. And I've seen it and I've heard it, and every single day you just follow it. It's just a nightmare. Honestly, I'm glad I do not run a team and have a WhatsApp group for all the parents to get involved in, because they become professionals then, and they're telling you what you should be doing. Great when you put the results in. Oh, they played well, never mind the score and all that. There is good people out there I know in WhatsApp groups who don't message you every 5 minutes, and then others are telling you what you should do, what you shouldn't do, how to train, what time you should train, what time you shouldn't, because I can't make this, I can't make that. It's just stress after stress, and we do mental health in grassroots football, and that to me is no good for your mental health struggles if you have them, being in a WhatsApp group if you run the team. And that goes for kids as well, social media. Keep them off social media if you possibly can, because that will kill them. What you've got to watch as well is all the games. You've got to make sure that your child is okay. Don't let them lock themselves in a room and go on a game. Mental health struggles, honestly, support us in One Step Ahead on mental health, because it goes a long, long way, I assure you. We all need to work together as a team. So we're one step ahead on mental health, and I believe that we're one step ahead on touchline behaviour as well, because we don't want to see poor touchline behaviour. All we want to see is you enjoying yourselves week in, week out, and encouraging the kids to play, and encouraging the referees to officiate. There's no harm in asking you to do that. There really isn't. If you're irate, stay away from the game. Let someone else take your child or someone else's child to the game, because you could ruin it for not just the children on the field of play, for everyone else around. And then you could see yourself getting banned, getting fined, and then you'll regret it, I assure you. So there you go. I hope you've had a fantastic weekend, even though the weather has been poor. We'll be back again on Friday, hopefully with Young Dan. We'll keep you informed. And again, apologies for Spotify viewers and listeners. We are down on that one. We are working on it to fix it. We should be up and running within the next 2 weeks, before Christmas anyway. But we'll be more professional, because work is getting done with the DXTL studio, and the work that we're doing on and off the field of play is also immense too. Keep following us. Thank you so much. Myself and Al Lane, all the team here at the Grassroots show. Don't cross the line. REFspect programme, Hearts of Gold initiatives, one step ahead on mental health, and no ref, no game. We'll see you Friday. Cheerio for now.